welcome to my YouTube channel. Next on the agenda is to extend our bodice. Now, in extending my bodice, I'm just implying that I'm going to extend the measurements all the way to the hip to get one piece, right? It's not anything special. So first, you're going to mark your waist to hip measurements along the side seam, also known as dress darts in some cases. Mostly it's just known as waist to hip depth level, right? So I've marked mine. I think it's 21 cm. Yeah, my waist to hip is 21 cm, where my hip dip is. Then you're going to mark that position. Now along that, on that line is where I'm going to mark a quarter of my hip measurement. My hip circumference is 102 cm. A quarter of that, is 25.5 cm, which I've marked, and then I've gone ahead to connect that with a nice gentle curve to my side seam. Next, you're going to extend your dart legs, right? Extend the middle dart leg, and then you're going to mark from the waist to, I use 20 cm most times for my dart length measurement. This is for mine. You can decide to measure yours. You can decide to use between 15 to 20 cm. That works, so you can do that, or yeah, whichever one works. So I've marked mine and just extend my darts, and that's literally it for an extension. If you're extending your bodice, this is fine, you're done. Just maybe if you want to extend it to like your knee, you add all those measurements. You want to extend all the way to the floor, you can go ahead and add those measurements, but this is basically it when it comes to a bodice extension. Now let's extend our back. Now the first thing I'm going to do for my back is to shape my back, like my back shaping. So just to go over it, for the back shaping, at the neckline we're marking in 1 cm, and at the waistline we're marking in 1.5 cm. You can see I've already marked that anyway. So 1 cm at the neckline and 1.5 cm at the waistline, and then you just draw the line to connect all the way up. Next is to extend our bodice. So from the waistline, I'll mark my waist to hip measurements again, 21 cm. You mark that. Then from the center back straight line, you're going to square through that 21 cm and mark a quarter of your hip measurement on that line. Now again, my quarter hip measurement is 25.5 cm, so I'll mark that, and then using my pattern master, I'm going to connect the waist to the hip measurement with a nice gentle curve. Next is my dart, so I'm going to extend the middle dart leg all the way to the hip line, then mark my dart length measurement, again 15 to 20 cm. I'm using 15 cm because I do have a little bit of bum, so I don't need a dart that is very long at the back. So I've marked my 15 cm, so after marking, connect that back to the dart legs at the waist, and there you have a completed dart. Now to wrap up my extension, remember that we took out 1.5 cm at the waistline, right? But you're not going to just take that 1.5 cm all the way down. We're going to mark 10 cm from the waist down the center back line, and then just connect that to the 1.5 cm, taking it with a nice curve. So this just gives you a nice fit at the back, and there you have a completed extended back bodice. Now if you're going to make a blouse, this is how you go about it. The only difference would be that you're going to just mark your length for the blouse, and then you just make that adjustment. But this is pretty much how you would go about it. Now for the main event, creating a strapless garment. Now we've done all of this in preparation for our strapless garment. This is something that you can apply to other types of fitted garment. It doesn't have to only be your strapless. Now for our strapless garment, we're going to apply some cinching at the waist. Now when it comes to cinching, it depends on the body type. How much you can take off depends on how soft or hard the person's body is. Now some people have really soft bodies. You can literally use take out like 4 inches. Sorry, I'm using inches for this, but 4 inches and it will still be fine. Like you can take out 4 inches from their bodies and it will be fine. For some people, the most you can take is 1 inch. For me, I like to be comfortable and I want to breathe, so I usually just take 2 inches, and that's fine. And the 2 inches, that's after you've taken a nice fitted measurement of your waist, right? then you can take off that 2 inches, which is also 5 cm. Now my block already has some form of ease on it, so the total I'll be taking on the quarter is 2 cm, right? Because my block already has ease. You can take out the ease, whatever your ease is, and then remember that you have to have a particular measurement, which is your waist circumference minus 5 cm. That should be what you're going to have. So I'm taking off 1 cm from the side seam. I always take off 1 cm if I don't have too much to take out. Take out 1 cm from the side seam, and then whatever I have left, I'll take it out at the darts. So 1 cm from the side seam, and then 0.5 on either side of my dart legs. Now I'm going to blend this waist reduction back into the hip. Don't try to make it too sharp, just make sure it's just like a nice blend. Then you also connect the waist reduction to the underarm points. Now you notice that I did not take out the ease around my bust. The reason being that by the time you're cinching your waist and pressing all that flesh in, you need that flesh to go somewhere. So we're pushing that flesh up, we're pushing some of it down, and because we're pushing the flesh up, you don't want to take out the ease at the bust area. So next is our contouring, and of course it's going to be mid-bust contour. So 1.25 cm along the bust radius besides the dart legs, and then you're just going to connect that back to the bust point, and also connect it back to the tip of the darts at the shoulder. Now because this is a strapless garment, I just want to have like a little bit of space under my arm. So I'm going to drop it by 1 cm. So I'll drop my side seam from the underarm point by 1 cm, and I'm maintaining the top of my bust radius as my neckline. I'm not going to add to it. You can decide to go up by 1.5. Okay, I think I just changed my mind. Yeah, I ended up making the 1.5 cm increase so that you can see what would happen to my bust, to my contouring. So 1.5 cm from the bust radius up, just to give myself a little bit of coverage, just a little bit. You can decide to maintain a straight neckline for the front. If you're going to do that, then you don't have to worry about the contouring at the center front bust, right? You don't have to worry about that if your neckline is straight. But I'm going to be making a sweetheart, so I'm going to need to take out that ease or that excess around the mid bust area. So I've done that. Then I'll just connect from my 1.5 with a nice curve to give myself a sweetheart. Now I'm not fully done with my neckline, but I will definitely come back and finish that up. Next, I'm going to be marking where my foundation is going to stop. Now, what you want to do is you want your foundations to stop just directly under that belly, you know, that belly patch that we have, because you want to be able to press in and flatten your tummy to give that like flat corset-y look. That's what I want to do, right? So I'm going to take the measurement. I'm going to take 2 measurements. Did I say 2? 3. I'm going to take 3 measurements, right? The first is going to be from the natural waist to your underbelly, you know, the part of your stomach where you want to push everything in, right? That's where you're going to first take. And then you're also going to take from your waist to your pelvic region. Then you're going to take from your waist, the same natural waist at the back, to your tailbone. Make sure that when you take the front measurement, also check while seated to be sure they're going to be comfortable. So for mine, I think the front was 16 cm, center front was 16 cm, then side seam was 13 cm. So I've marked 16 cm from the waist, center front down, and then from the waist at the sides, marked 13 cm, and then just connected that with a curve. Now I'll go ahead and do the same for the back. Now for my back, so remember I took out 1 cm from the side seam right for the front. I'm going to take out the same thing at the back, and then of course my darts. And just as in the front, you're going to blend that back into the hip and take it up to the underarm. Remember that I dropped my armhole by 2 cm. I think it's between 1 and 2 cm, right? So I'm going to mark that as well for the back so I do not forget. Now the 13 cm that I marked as my side seam for the front, I'm also going to mark at the back, because your side seams must always align, unless it's a design preference, I don't know, right? Now for my tailbone, I think my tailbone is also 13 cm, so I marked 13 cm, and I'm using an inverted curve for this, because most times you would want the curve to, no, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. It could be an inverted curve, it can be a curve that comes out however you want it to be, because at the end of the day, it's your tailbone area, so it's not really going to affect your seating anyway. So back to the front. Now, if you were to cut this out, take out the pattern pieces and sew it, you're going to have a strapless garment, right? The issue is going to be that you're going to have a lot of excess in the front, especially at this area here where the dart is. Reason being that you also need to suppress that area, you're basically cinching that area as well to take out the excesses, right? So what you can do is you can use, I usually use a standard of 4 cm, sorry, so 2 cm on either side. Again, standards do not exist. You have to check your body and be sure that that's what applies. Now this is how you can check it. So you're going to take the measurement of that line, right, and compare it to the actual measurements of that area on your body. So that's like your front low waist arc. That's basically what it is, like your front low waist arc. So it's just the measurement around the front low waist only. So you're going to check that measurement, and then you will subtract 2 cm. So not only are you taking the measurement and comparing it, you're also trying to make sure that you suppress it a little bit, so it also pushes away some of the excesses on your body. No, sorry, not excesses, please. It is not an excess. It's just, you just want to cinch your body. So you take that measurement and then you mark. What I'm doing is literally just marking what my measurement is, right? I usually just do that so that I have an idea of my excess at once, and then I did get 4 cm, and that's what I'm going to be working with. So you're going to connect that 4 cm back to your waist line suppression. Whatever you've taken out from your waist, that's what I'm working with. Remember that I already measured 0.5 cm on either sides of my dart as an extra suppression. That's what I'm connecting to. So after doing that, you connect back to your underbust suppression as well. And yeah, that's literally it. You're just going to connect it, and there, that's you suppressing your entire front, making sure that you have like a flat belly. So next is to smoothen my princess seam at the mid bust area. So I'm just going to take a curve and connect from the neckline down to the bust point. So you're going to make sure you curve for both sides. That's from the center front as well as the side front. Now back to my hem, you're going to need to true this line, because you can see that there's a slant, and you have to true it in order to make sure that your pattern is well aligned, your lines are well aligned. So I'm going to run a tracing wheel over my first line, which is the longer line, fold it over as if I've sewn it, and then I'm going to true my lines like this. So you can see there's a little step. So usually I would say just use a sticky tape. I think I'm just fond of not using sticky tape. I just hold it down and then use my curve ruler, but please use a sticky tape to hold it in place, just to make it easier for you before you blend. I'm going to do the same for my neckline. So run your tracing wheel over the princess seam, fold it over, and then blend. And because this is a sweetheart neckline, you're going to need to take out this 2 cm contour at the center front line. Then I'm going to go ahead to label my patterns. I'm drawing my line, my mark, to indicate that this is going to be cut on a fold. I'm going to add my grain lines for the side front. Then I'm going to trace out these pieces to cut out later. Now for my back, so I'm going to extend my dart for my back contouring. So I extend my dart, center dart line all the way to the back width line, and then connect back to my waist. So my dart is now longer. It takes away a little bit of excess around the neckline. Next, my back neckline. So remember I dropped my underarm point by 2 cm, so I'm just going to square that from the side seam all the way to the center back. So this is going to be my neckline, right? Of course, you're going to have to fold your dart again to true that so that I can have a smooth line. So get your tracing wheel, run over the line, and then smoothen, and then blend your darts. So next is my center back. Now, using my original center back line, that's the blue line, I'm going to take out 4 cm from the pattern. The reason being that I want to lace this up. I want to basically pull my I don't want to put a zipper. I don't want to put a zipper, right? I want to lace it up so that I have like a better fit and see what my corset will look like. So I'm taking off 4 cm from the original center back line, just having a straight line. You can decide to make it 5 cm if you want to. You can decide to maybe just leave the back as is and maybe just lace it up so that it closes completely. Whatever your decision is, that's left to you. But for me, I'm taking off 4 cm from the center back, and I would lace up the foundation. Now I'm going to need to create more room at the bottom part of my strapless foundation. This is because, you know, by the time you're squeezing in that waist, that flesh needs to go somewhere. So it goes up and as well as going down. So I would be adding 0.5 cm on either side of my dart. So I'm going to have my darts drawn to overlap each other. You're going to see that in a minute. So first off, I'll measure 0.5 cm, 0.5 cm. Then I would get my curve. And so from the center back, the waist, the dart position is going to overlap into the side back. Same thing for the side back, overlapping into the center back. I can do this because I'm going to trace it out, right? So if you, for whatever reason, you just have to trace it out because you're having your patterns overlap. So this is me just blending my neckline as I said earlier. So I'm truing it and I'm blending it to have a nice straight line at the back. Of course, I have to make sure that I add grain lines for my center back as well as my side back patterns. So final bits of labeling before I go ahead and trace out. So center front unfold, side fronts, and then I'm going to go ahead and trace out all my pattern pieces. So here are all my pattern pieces: center front, side back, center back. I've traced everything out and I've added my allowances. Now for the center front, I need to address the center front bust contouring. So you can decide to fold it like I'm doing, or you can slash and close. Either way works. So I'm folding it, closing it, and then I use sticky tape to hold it down. Now you notice that my pattern is bending a bit and I want my front to be on fold. I'm going to address that in a minute. Now I'm going to take my ruler and just straighten that line the way that I want it to be. I can just straighten it one time, yeah, just like that. And then I would redraw my neckline depth so that my neckline stops exactly where I want it to stop, which is around my bust point area, right? That's what I want. That's what I want originally. So I'm just going to redraw that line and also redraw my sewing allowances, and that's it. And there you have your strapless foundation pattern. I'm going to go ahead and cut this on calico. My calico is already infused with interfacing. I'm using cotton interfacing, that's cotton hairstay. I've already infused that, so I'm going to go ahead and cut. Would have loved to show you a short video of my sewing process, but alas, I couldn't do that. However, here is the finished strapless foundation. So here is my finished strapless foundation. I was happy. I put a few bones in there just so that you see what it looks like. You can see my front is flat, my back still has that space for my really curved back. Yeah. I remember my center back had like a few inches taken out, so that's why I didn't lace it to close up completely. But yeah, I'm happy with the results. A few adjustments I would like to make, I am going to make, and I will show you that, especially that back area where I have that a little bit of back fat. That's what I was trying to fix with the lacing. But yeah, I'm happy with it so far, and I hope when you try yours, when you make your foundation, you would share your videos with me. I would love to see that, and I would love to see what challenges you might have encountered when making this. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video. Bye.